Hello, hello. Hey. I see everybody coming in the room. How are you guys? It's been so long. Hey, Christy. Hey, Nzingales, Samias, Kaylin Jackson. Everybody else that's watching. Raina B. Hello. Hey, y'all. How are you guys? It's been about 3 weeks, maybe more. Hey, Lily. Missed you too. Hey, June. Okay. I haven't even been on my laptop in forever. Missed you too. I haven't been on my laptop in forever, so I literally just got what seemed to be 100 different uh, messages that came through at the top. Oh, thank you, Lily. Yes, Shelly, all is well. I have been getting so many downloads and messages. What is this in my hair? Okay. And I just shampooed my hair, so it is still wet. And I think that was fuzz from the blanket earlier. So with everything that's going on in the world, I just want you guys to know that those of us that are empathic, that are mediums, we channel messages a little bit different. So for me, it has been very, very impactful, just like for all of you, I'm sure. And I hope my lips are not off beat with what I'm saying, because it looks like it is, and that is simply annoying. But anyway, so yeah, so I've been getting some messages, and I definitely want to come on here and share those with you guys. Um, I do have time for quick questions from those of you who need them answered, and I definitely appreciate you guys for messaging me and checking to make sure that I was okay. All is definitely well. Everything has been for the greater good of me being a spiritualist and being able to help you all on your journeys. So that is where I've been. And the message that I wanted to talk about tonight, as you guys can see from the title, is pretty much ancestors, okay? Reason that I chose to speak on the ancestors tonight is because the ancestors are here. They're always around us, but the veil is very thin right now. It's almost the energy of, if I may, Halloween or All Saints Eve or the Day of the Dead, because the ancestors have been aroused, and the energy is so prevalent. Every night when I dream, I'm dreaming of ancestors, ancestors, ancestors. They're throwing parties in the spirit world. They are needing energy. They're needing water, food, crystal energy, acknowledgement, gratitude from you all, because their energy is being absorbed. Okay. So pretty much, you guys need to be working with your ancestors. So that was why I wanted to come on tonight and kind of jump into a reading. Some of you don't know who your ancestors are, though. Some of you have never taken a DNA test, or your family members may not be aware of their heritages. And I think I was looking online a few days ago. I think you get, like, if you go back to your lineage to see where you get your DNA from specifically, it dwindles down over every generation, but you still have some of that DNA. So if you've never done a DNA test and you don't know who your ancestors are because your family has not kept in touch with its roots and family trees, that's fine. Spirit will still allow you to activate those parts of your DNA that you've never tapped into, which scientifically is noted as junk DNA. I remember learning that when I was in AP biology in high school. And I would always wonder, why in the world would you want to call anything junk that is pertaining to DNA, which is the essence of life itself? It's where life is, all the information is stored. It's like, what you put on something to duplicate, you know, life, or to the proteins and the double helixes and all of that scientific stuff. Like, it is the essence of life. Why is it called junk? So there are some parts that have not been activated. Hey, Trisha. Um, some parts of us, and you can look it up, they call it the God gene and all kind of different things like that. But to me, it's where our ancestors lie within us, okay? And I have done these activations for people as a spiritualist, and it has taken things to the next level for them, okay? I just so happen to have received my activations directly from spirit. And that's a whole nother video, but I can say that the beings that I encountered when I was in the third grade, there were 3 of them. And I later went on to learn the name of the energies as the netters. Okay. And for those of you who practice Ifa like I do, you can also look up the energy of the Ajay. Okay. All right, so pretty much, I just wanted to give you guys a chance to ask some questions, and I wanted to look into your energies just to see. Oh, Angie, hello. Okay. Yes, miss you guys as well. So that's what I have tonight. And I definitely have been keeping track of the downloads that I receive so that I can do energy work. For those of you who need healing or energy work done, I will be doing Reiki energy healing over the next few days. So you guys can just let me know, and I will add your name to the list. Okay. So I had a few books that notebooks that I keep my notes in. And every page that I flipped to tonight had the word ancestors on it. It was awesome and amazing. So one page was talking about an answer for your ancestors. So you definitely want to ask them to protect you, keep you safe. During this time where all the energy is revved up, you definitely can tap into this energy to benefit yourself on your spiritual journey, specifically considering the fact that these are your ancestors, these grounds that people are walking on, raising a vibration on. That energy directly ties to you. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to start by saying was that you do, when it comes to me speaking about the grounds that we're walking on, as soon as I said that, Spirit also showed me dirt. So if there is a homeland that you can access dirt from, where you have loved ones that are buried, the reason that you want to get dirt from there is because it's a very powerful. It contains the essence of, I mean, if you think about it, if you plant something, it's going to sprout from dirt and soil. And you also go back to the dirt. So that's where the energy is more powerful. And if you just get even a little cup or jar of dirt from either cemetery or from any grounds where your family had a history, like the family home or somewhere like that, then that can be very powerful for you. Let's see, what else did I want to say? Yeah. So pretty much, and if you do go to a graveyard, make sure that you, I would say, cover your head when you go in, and also make sure that you leave an offering at the front of the graveyard. 3 pennies is what I typically leave. Okay. And that's just the protocol, because there are spiritual laws that you want to make sure that you follow. But yes, that is what I would suggest. only from your family members. Okay. All right. And other than that, like I said, I'm going to be doing some spiritual work. For those of you who are looking to do your own spiritual work, I do want to say this as well, outside of the graveyard dirt that you want to put on your ancestor shrine, is that you all need to make a jar, healing jar for yourself. I sell jars online and I've been selling them for quite some time now outside of my website before I even started my website. And the energy is amazing, but I do want to tell you guys how you can do your own jar. Yes, Trisha. Mm-hmm. Yes, 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 yes. From home. All right. So let me clear the air. I have some new tuning forks that I'll be using when I do the Reiki energy long distance tonight, to send to you all that are interested. And I just want you guys to hear how amazing this sounds. It's still going. All right, I just get chills whenever I hold this and hear that. And hopefully, you guys could hear it. It's very subtle, but it is amazing. It clears your chakras. And I am burning a root chakra incense right now. And the reason I chose that is because we do need to stay grounded and rooted with everything going on in the world. You don't want to get into a sunken place or get into a specific state of mind where you feel defeated and upset and angry to the point where the energy turns on you. There are a lot of energies that have been invoked right now. A lot of energies specifically that are that can be rather draining if you're not careful. So make sure that your energy is being devoted towards self healing. I picked up a couple of herbs from my little herb stash to show you guys. Um, St. John's wort. Okay. This can be sprinkled on your candles. It can be put in a little pouch under your pillow or carried on your persons. And it says here is used for happiness, love, and emotional strength and balance. Okay. And it connects to masculine energy, sun, and fire. And especially if you're a female, it's really good to have a balance of, masculine energy. Uh-oh. All right. Okay. So I want to, if you guys want to grab a pen or if you rewind this, either way is fine. I want to talk to you about what to put in your healing jar that you create for yourself. And then I want to also go into the ancestors to give you guys some energy and insight on where I feel like you can pull energy from. All right. First of all, I always get a mason jar, or you can do like a really small little jar that looks like the baby food jars. And you can also put a picture of yourself either outside of the jar or inside. I do both for myself. Okay. Um, and you just want to pour energy into it. Magnetic sand, lodestones, cinnamon. Again, the St. John's wort will be very good for healing. You want to write down Psalms, just or print it out of the Bible, do a copy if you have a printer at home. Let's see, black coffee. Psalms 91 is what I was going to say. I didn't write that in my notes, but Psalms 91 for protection. I'm trying to think, because I this is actually not my jar recipe. Okay. So if you do burn a candle for protection, you want to put a little bit of that wax in your jar as well. Put some hair from your body, whatever body parts you would like. Put some fingernail clippings, toenail clippings, or something that contains your DNA. As many of those things as possible, because when we're doing spell work, especially for ourselves and for healing, you're using sympathetic magic, which means that you take a part of a whole, and whatever you do to the part affects the whole. So if you want to look this up, there are studies that have been done on this. Greg Braden wrote an awesome book called The Divine Matrix, which I read probably 15 years ago, and it broke down why voodoo works, why spells work, basically, from a scientific perspective, which is what I'm always here for. Okay. So you put your essence in that jar. Some people put blood in their jars. Yes, Shelly. Psalms 91 is one of my favorites as well. And if you read it on a deeper level, it talks about a prophet, and I really like the backstory. Um, let's see, what else do I want you guys? Oh, okay. So when you put your herbs in your jar, you wake them up by pouring Florida water on top of the herbs. Okay. So you have the herbs, you have the picture of yourself, you have lodestones, magnetic sand. The lodestones are going to attract more of whatever you're putting in the jar. So if you're doing it for protection or for healing, it's going to attract more of it, more of it, more of it. And then you can put some dirt from where you live in there as well, because that's going to protect your home or protect you while you're in that home. Um, I like my jars to have a lot of energy and a lot of pizzazz. So I always put glitter in my jars. And it just creates this very magical look to me. And I also feel like it connects me to nature spirits like the fairy realm that like a lot of sparkle and glitz. So I would definitely suggest that for your jars. Okay. And you, okay, so after you make your jar, you want to empower it. And by that, you hold it up, you consecrate it, speak life over it, tell it what you want it to do, what you need it to do. Um, you can bless it, you can make the sign of the cross. You can do three Our Fathers, Psalms as well. The Lord's Prayer, I should say. And you just pray that God bless you with the energy to empower your jar to do what you're needing it to do. And at that particular point, you're consecrating your jar, meaning that you are officially giving it life. You're speaking over it. You are creating something that is going to work for you. If you want to go back to the Bible in Genesis, in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God. So you're speaking life into your jar. You want to do this over your candles as well, because that is how you wake them up. Other things that you want to put in the jar if you have it, I like to use dry sage. They sell it on, I think I've gotten it from Amazon. It's the one that looks like herbs, not the sage bundles. Sage, High John the Conqueror, especially if you can get a root. Okay. Sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in there. Um, Things that you have at home, like rosemary. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oh, you can also go ahead and put your 3 pennies in your jar as well, because again, that's invoking spirit. If you can't find a lodestone, you can put a magnet in your jar. I would say of all the things that I mentioned, John is one of the most powerful and most important if you can get the root itself. Now, if you're doing this jar for yourself for healing, like childhood wounds and things like that, you want to put a few more love centered items in there. Yes, Trisha, you definitely can put your wishes in your jar. So you are going to do things like ginger, nutmeg, sprinkle some dried roses, again, cinnamon, and sugar, plenty of sugar. If you're doing a love jar for yourself or a jar to heal yourself, because once you put your energy in there, you want to surround it with good things, good positive things. Okay, so that's pretty much a good beginner's jar. If you guys have never made a jar before, it can get more intense over time as you start doing them. I do them for dreams. My dream jars are amazing. And I put them under my bed. As a matter of fact, I would suggest any jar that you make for yourself, you stick it under your bed directly so that it can stay in your energy field. Okay. If it's hard for you to get dirt from a cemetery, or if you're afraid, or if you don't feel comfortable, you live out of town, none of your ancestors are around, you don't want to go tapping in unknown land, spirit hasn't given you the authority to do that, go to the crossroads and get some dirt from the crossroads, or go to a railroad and get some stones, dirts, railroad spikes from there. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Okay. Hey, nursing. Hey, Keandra. Um, so yeah, so pretty much that's what I see for a message from the ancestors. So the other thing that they were saying basically was to leave lights for them. And I like to get the candles that have the batteries in it. That way they can always be lit at night. Night lights, especially the ones that have the pink Himalayan sea salt crystal sitting on top of it. That's perfect. Leave the lights on for them is what they've been showing me. If you feel a sense of dread, negativity, depression, stress, anxiety, definitely connecting with your ancestors will keep your vibration higher, because that's going to sever those ties, because your ancestors literally will protect your home from negative energy and dark forces, specifically when things are going on, like for example, coronavirus, and everybody was out thinking that they were going to catch it and get sick and possibly die. You want to set up a fort protection around your particular property, so that when there are plagues or things like that that are lurking around, specific energies are on the loose, that they don't come to your home. Remember the scarlet letter? Everybody was leaving the red letter on the front door of their home in blood, and that is because it will detour Iku, which is the name of death in the Ifa tradition. But these things are very, very real, you guys. So if you're watching my channel, you are, in vibration with what I'm saying, I'm sure. But I just want to reiterate, because a lot of people don't understand how real it is. It's literally a matter of life or death when you're dealing with these specific energies. Okay. All right. And that is all I had. That I took notes for, that spirit wanted me to express to you guys. Okay. From my notes. Wait a minute, hold on. I have 3 notebooks. Let me see. That was the 3rd one. Oh. If you're able to burn incense near your entryway or outside of your door, they showed me that in a download as well. Yep. All right. Okay, so you guys have questions. I'll be answering those as well. So Trisha says, what are her ancestors saying to her? Okay. Hmm. They want you to they want you to celebrate, they want you to dance. They definitely want you to light fires for them. They're protecting you. They're all around you. See how they have those bow and arrows? They're literally, I told you guys, they're having parties in the spirit world because they're celebrating the energy that is at play right now. Not at play, I mean, it's very serious energy, but the reason I say at play is because that's, you know, just a phrase. Five of Pentacles. So Trisha, and that is that lightning bolt in the back reminds me of Oya. So Oya is my spirit mother. Oya is the Orisha of thunder and lightning, and this represents a home or someone feeling like they don't want to be in the home that they're in. They're not happy in the home. That's why she's kind of sitting halfway in, halfway out with that fire outside. Is the Five of Stones, which is the Five of Pentacles, which is somebody who feels left out in the cold or like they just don't, they're not, oh, what in the world was that? They don't feel happy in the house that they're in their environment. So you need a new foundation. Ace of Stones is Ace of Pentacles, which is a new foundation. And that looks like a house, kind of, sort of. But it's time to start. It says the foundation of life. It's a new start coming. And I feel like the ancestors are definitely going to usher that in. And then this is you kind of swimming away, I feel like leaving something behind. See that sword and that stone? I feel like you've been fighting for a long time for something. Yeah, and you're just done. See, you're not even in this picture. Somebody donated these cards to me. They sent me a love offering on Cash App. I have to go back and look at the name so I can give you a shout out. Um, Trisha, you always send me love offerings, so I definitely thank you for that. Okay. Yes. And Anitra, I don't know if you're here tonight, but thank you so much for my love offering from you as well. Okay, Trisha, so that is what I'm saying for you. So specifically, what you're going to want to do is start planting those seeds. Constantly do your work, constantly pour into things so that you can, reap the benefits on down the line. Right now, Spirit is showing me that it's time for you to get quiet, introspective, and be very studious. I see a book. I see you reading. I see you absorbing knowledge. I don't see action right now. I see patience and um, like I see a person that is preparing for something. So I don't see somebody out collecting, flowers. I see seeds that have been planted, being watered, being nourished. That's what I'm seeing right now. So keep pouring into your goals because the Ace of Pentacles means that's new money, new house, new car, new foundation. Like that's everything new in the physical world. So that's not necessarily like it can be new love too. But for me, that's more of the Ace of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles represent physical things because they're tangible. Okay. And so your ancestors are fighting for you to get what you want. Okay. You're welcome. All right. Let me go back up a little bit. Tasha, what was your question again? It went so fast. if you can put it back in there. Keandra, is it possible for a loved one that recently passed appear before crossing over? My uncle passed Thursday. My daughter saw a shadow Friday night. Yes, ma'am. Oh, most definitely. So, you guys, I did tell you all that my father passed away. He was in hospice. I came home a few days later after, I knew he was going to pass away on that Friday. I knew it. That's why I wasn't there. He didn't want me to be there. But anyway, long story short, I felt him, saw him, and I got up that morning to let my dog out, and it was just this energy that brushed past me. And my aunt called me about maybe an hour later and told me my father had passed. Yes, definitely sending a message. This is a page. Pages are messengers. So he sent a message, and he's actually going to be protecting you too. Okay. For some reason, I feel like he's connected to animals strongly. Yeah, he's connected to animals strongly. Again, the ancestors are revved up. This is the specific time to tap into that energy. Okay. It's going to be healing energy that he's gonna provide you with. You need to service Oshun. Look at that person in the back there in that what appears to be a coffin kind of floating in the water. So yes, so self-reflecting and healing, moon energy. See how she's holding the moon. I feel like you need to do some ritual work during the moon energy to kind of help him to ascend, to send him off in a good way. Outside of the actual funeral, which is a ritual. Whenever they, send someone off, you can notice they do hand signs and sigils, the pallbearers, at the funeral home, especially if they're like Masonic, Neon energy, which they typically are. They do specific rituals to send people on to the next dimension, which our culture in the West doesn't necessarily subscribe to certain things. But I would say you need to do a specific ritual for him. That's what he's showing me. Okay. Oh, set up my super chat. I think I can do that now. Let's see. Let's see if I can do super chat. I still don't see that. So I'll drop the Cash App handle. A lot of you do try to donate. And I definitely appreciate all the donations that I receive on the channel. They are well received, they are blessed, and they are poured back into the channel. She was so scared by the way she said it was almost as if he was coming to see my mom, his sister, and she didn't know what he was. She's the only three, so she was scared. Yeah, and that's also probably why I saw that page too. Pages are my children. So it's interesting that the message came up as the page because I do have other messenger cards. So definitely that child energy. There's a veil that hasn't been lifted from us spiritually when we're under the age of 7. So she was able to tap in a lot more, maybe. Yeah, she was able to tap in a lot more. And also, I feel like he's kind of lost right now. See that person kind of wandering out there by themselves looking. That's why he needs you to set the lights for him. You need to light some candles to help him to cross over. Yep. And I got the shaman, which is magician as well. So he needs you to do some things spiritually. There's a ritual that needs to be done. Again, I'm getting a strong animal essence as well. And it could be just because I'm using this specific deck, but I'm getting a very strong energy. Yeah, you need to do a specific ritual for him so he can cross over. He needs a lot of water, and that's why I saw that water earlier with him kind of floating around out there in the water. Okay. Yeah, she's tapping in. Again, the ancestors are anybody that crosses over during this time, I feel like their ascension process is cut down. I read a lot of books, like the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Egyptian Books of the Dead. I've read all of those. And there are periods and there are phases and there are time frames. Specifically for me, I've seen anywhere between 50 days after death is when people communicate very strongly with me, then around 80 plus days. And then after that, the energy, picks up and intensifies. But lately, I've had a lot of people who've had, loved ones to cross over, and we're seeing so many things happening. The energy is advancing because this is the time of the ascension that people have been talking about for years, when people have been talking about a new earth and us ascending to a different dimension. And the reason that you're able to tap in now is why I want you guys to get all of your spiritual rituals going. The energy is crazy. I'm telling you guys, it's crazy. Okay. So as long as you're tapped in spiritually, you should be able to manifest things that you probably think, oh, well, with what's going on, I can't get this and I can't get that. But that's so far from being true. Okay. Oh, okay. Latasha Patterson. Okay. So Latasha, not, wait a minute. Latasha. Latasha. Latasha Patterson Herring. That name is very powerful. Patterson Herring. You have some ancestors that were probably seamen or fishermen. I instantly picked that up. You have some ancestors that were shaman, and you have some ancestors that were very prayerful, traditionalists, even if it's, I see tribal individuals, and I also see medicine men. So the ancestors are telling you they want you praying and they want you using your body as a part of your prayer. And I don't think I've ever heard that anywhere. But you need to get in certain positions. Lotus position would be one of them. There are hand signals and sigils and mudras that you can do, because what that does is that pulls down universal energy from the sun, from the from the planets, connects with the energy beneath you as earth, and you're centered in the middle of both of those. And I haven't heard that before anywhere either, but that's how I'm seeing the energy. Um, there's something that you have that you're trying to, something holding you back from accomplishing something. See how this person is trying to carry all of that up that mountain. So you need to release some things, sever some ties with someone. I'm picking up some childhood wounds and issues too. All right. Yeah, you need to heal yourself. Your ancestors are protecting you. You can play some drumming music for them, maybe. Okay. And that was for Latasha. Yeah, for Latasha. I keep being told that. Keep being told what? What exactly? Hi, Liza. Okay. Okay, nursing with justice. What are some signs that my ancestors are around? I'm seeing a flickering light, and I'm seeing a red robin. Mm, yeah. Um, I feel like your ancestors are connected strongly, Justice, with moon energy. Like, not necessarily, I feel like your ancestors may be a bit nocturnal, is what I'm trying to say. So they may come out at night. Somewhere that you either live or visit in a home, I feel like they come there often. Yes, very often. I see a TP too. Some of them could be buried like Native American burial ground or a reservation. I would put an offering out for Oshun, honey. Okay. Um, there could be somebody in your family that recently made a transition or will be making a transition this year. Not to put any fear in you. Um, but it would be a grand um person, the ancestral um family would allow this person to still protect you. And I see a shirt like this person might be sewing something for you. My ancestors send me red birds, cardinals. Yes, that's the red bird I'm seeing. Did I say robin? Okay, cardinal. You're right. What I'm seeing is a cardinal. I got my birds mixed up. Um, but I do definitely see that red bird. Yeah, something with a t-shirt or a shirt or a jacket or something from a family member. It may not be important now, but it will be. My mama is a seamstress. Oh, okay. Because I saw somebody sewing a shirt or making a shirt. So your mama may have a strong connection to the spirit realm, and um, she'll be balancing things between points in the family, but she's still alive. Yeah, I see she is. She'll be balancing things. She's like, oh, what is the word? Intermediate. She's like the person that stands between the spirit realm and and now the spirit world and the physical world. Right. So something about a shirt, like I said, it may not be of significance now, but it will be. And there's also rebirth that I'm seeing here. So, for example, somebody that passed away in your family could be coming back as a child. Also, Justice, some of your ancestors may be passing esoteric knowledge on to you. Yep, they will be. They're going to be joining forces with you, pouring into you, activating you. Work on your heart chakra, your root chakra, your sacral, because I feel like your pineal gland, your crown are aligned. I feel like your throat chakra may be a little bit blocked too, but definitely everything from your heart down you need to work on because that's going to open you up to receiving it. And look at this. This is like you have your own personal genie making your wishes coming true for you. They're going to be pouring into you specifically from your feet chakra, your meridians. And that's exactly what I was saying. You need to work on everything from your heart down. I had a little curly uncle that died in March. Yes, and I was gonna say 3. I saw the number 3 when I said that you will be having some people crossing over into the spirit world this year. So that's 2. Okay. So just prepare yourself, when another loved one transitions, because you are aware enough to know that they are still here. Okay. A block in my throat. Yep, your throat is definitely blocked. But the reason I didn't put the focus on the throat was because right now is not the time to talk. It's the time to listen and to receive your downloads. So don't worry about your throat as much as everything heart down. Very specific reason I'm saying that. Because once this third family member makes their transition, that is going to complete the Trinity. That's going to activate you. So continue to work on everything down, heart down. I'm trying to meditate, but all I see is a lot of fast images. Those are downloads. Yes. That's why I told you work on this, because you don't want to do too much work up here yet. You have to root yourself. You have to get your lower chakras prepared, feet as well. Focus on your feet chakras, and keeping yourself rooted and grounded so the messages can make sense to you and it can slow down. You can actually ask spirit, because I'm hearing this song "Slow Down" with her and the Marley. Yes, so ask spirit to slow the messages down for you so that you can comprehend them. And once you get your root and the bottom half of you in alignment with the top, then the images that, because I already knew your pineal gland is open, is popping, your crown is clear, your your third eye, all of that is functioning, high functioning, as a matter of fact. And in order to be activated, you just need the bottom. It's kind of like a tree or a plant. You want the roots to be good. Yeah, it can be a pretty flower up on the top, but you want to make sure the roots are solid and planted firmly so that the messages can make sense and they can continue to come in a way in which you can interpret them and in a way in which you can comprehend. Because if they're moving fast, it's like, okay, you can't grasp them, you're not getting the messages. But that's what I'm seeing for you. So when you're meditating right now, focus on the lower chakras and getting rid of some things that are inside of your sacral area. Sacral chakra. um and you can and your solar plexus. So yellows and oranges are going to be good for you as far as candles, crystals, foods, clothing. Lots of yellow, which brings me back to earlier when I said you need to service Oshun as well. And you can give her honey and oranges and different sunflowers and things like that. Is there a deal with turtles? Turtles have been by my car every time it rains. Again, think about symbolically, turtles are slow. You're wanting this energy to slow down. And we just finished talking about that. So something is moving too fast for you. I feel like maybe you've been doing work for your crown chakra and for your third eye chakra, but not for the lower chakras. You need to slow down this and get the bottom in alignment. And just have more patience too, because I'm hearing patience, grasshopper, which is from, what is that, Karate Kid? But anyway, so that's what I'm saying for you. Okay. Oh, hey, Pinky Lee. Yes, I was gonna message you before I went live, but then I realized how late it was, and so I was like, I'll just let her come on if she's able to. But it's pretty straightforward message tonight, talking about ancestors, things you can do for healing for yourself. Let me interject really quickly before I move on to the next person, which I think is going to be June. Okay. Yes, June. I see your question. I know a lot of you do candle magic. And as a spiritualist, I would obviously recommend that you do, because that candle is a pillar that is going to be used for what's considered to be container magic. So it's going to contain your petition, your spell, whatever it is that you want to attract. That particular candle is going to be like your prayer warrior. It's going to hold that prayer that you speak over it. Patience Grasshopper is from Kung Fu. I knew it was from something. I'm not a karate person. I don't like martial arts or any of that stuff, because for whatever reason, I feel like it's a little bit too, I don't like any kind of fighting like that. So I knew it was from something, but I was hearing Mr. Miyagi's voice. So something with patience. Okay. All right. So mustard yellow is my favorite, and sunflowers are as well. Will do. Yes, 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 yes. Tap into that energy. So I know a lot of people like to, buy candles. Now, this is just a little insider behind the scenes information, because I do spiritual work for individuals. And because I'm an Ifa priestess, I have a lot of spiritual work that I have to do for people, life and death situations, things pertaining to fertility. And I will do an African ancestor reading for your Odu, and it'll tell me what health issues you have. What things you need to do to balance whatever energy matrix or binary code that I tap into. It is fabulous. If you guys love tarot reading cards from me, this is next level. That's for another time, because I do feel like at least one time I want to pop in and do that particular type of energy for maybe one person and let you guys see how it works. But with that being said, so what I have done and what I will stand behind is getting a personal, and I just think it's so cute because it's very vintage as well, but getting a personal oil lamp. Okay. So what you do is you take your oil lamp, and this is the base of it, and they have wicks that you can replace, and you take the top off of the oil lamp and you fill it with herbs and write down your petitions. You put your essential oils or your spiritual oils inside of there. You close that bad boy up, you shake it up, you speak life over it, you light that wick, and you let it stay on for as long as you can. And that way you're constantly burning things. When I show you guys my, not my ancestor shrine, my Orisha shrine, where I have all of the 7 African powers, plus I do have the hand of Orunmila for divination in the Ifa tradition, but I have all of my energies in one place in my basement, and I'll share that with you guys one day. But you guys will see, you set your lamps with your oil, and it is next level amazing. You can get them from Amazon. I used to purchase mine years ago from antique shops, and I had some that were handed down to me from my family members, but you can leave them outside. They're very safe, and I just absolutely love those. So that's just a little inside information behind the scenes, okay? From an Ifa priestess, giving you all the chance to pull some tricks out of my back pocket um, to bless you all tonight. And where was I last? I said your name so that I could remember it, and I got to talking. June. Okay, I had a dream. I had a yellow snake around my arms. I've been having a lot of dreams. Okay, June, that's awesome that you've been having a lot of dreams because, again, you're tapping into this very prevalent energy, the powers of the ancestors that are at play, that are roaming around, that are being invoked. Believe it or not, they're being invoked. It is kind of like The Walking Dead in my mind. That's how it plays. Like, they're not dead, they're not alive, they're in this in between state, which is called the Bardo period when a person first transitions, according to the Tibetan Book of the Dead. But our ancestors have been revitalized. I've seen in my downloads where they get these bodies that are not physical like ours in a 3D type of way, but it's almost like flat like this. Okay. And, but it's them. So they're getting back into a space where this is a recognizable body for them so that they can feel like they're back on planet Earth, but not in the same dimension as us. I know it sounds very weird, but that's the way the download came in. And I was able to go inside of what looked like a warehouse for human bodies, but they were not, again, 3D bodies. They were more flat. And I saw a whole bunch of other quantum physics type of stuff. And Einstein's theory of relativity kept popping up in my download. E equals MC squared kept popping up. So there are different dimensions and realms that are being tapped into and energies that are invoked. They have roamed the earth before in the past. So when you're hearing all of these movies talking about things like energies such as dragons and all of these giants and stuff like that, just know that they're tapping into energies from the past. And it may have a futuristic approach or a futuristic, what am I trying to say? Personification, but this is past energy. Okay. So what I will say first, June, about your dream with the yellow, again, that's going to go back to your solar plexus. Now, the snake is going to represent Kundalini energy. That is definitely what I picked up on specifically. So you're being activated as well. A lot of you are. Whenever I do these lives and I do healing work afterwards, it is for your activation. Um, yeah, Kundalini activation. This card just popped out a few minutes ago. And again, it's from your ancestors because of the ancestral energy. I'm hearing central nervous system, and then I'm also seeing DNA, double helix. We were just talking about that. The two strands of your DNA. Look at how this one is broken apart. It's not coiled. This is an ancestor activating the junk DNA that I was talking about. All of that fire, that's Kundalini energy. Yet again, another activation. Okay. And it's coming from the ancestors. People that have walked the same path as you. You see that? That's a familiar, like that's somebody looking in, like remembering something. Yeah, shaman. You have shaman ancestors as well. You have all the tools that you need to manifest, and they're activating that. I mean, look at the pentagram. You just have to do your work, do your rituals, continue to do them. All righty. Oh, okay, Pinky Lee. All right. Well, I will talk to you later. Trisha says, take a minute and set up your super chat. I really wish somebody could help me do that. Let's see. I just don't want to lose the message. So let me see. Bop, bop, bop. I don't know how to do it. And I'm gonna probably go on YouTube to see if I can find a tutorial. Now I have that kung fu fighting song stuck in my head. Okay, let's see. Where am I now? Liza. All right, Liza, are you still here? Oh, hey, teacher. Okay, I have to do it in the studio.